agent. It depends on if, I don't know, I've never had a website, and so I rely solely on social media.
Okay.
But I know a lot of agents do have their own. It seems like it's a lot more in depth. You have to actually know how to build a website or have someone or pay someone to do it for you.
Sure, absolutely.
And then maintenance, you have to keep up on the website as well. I don't know, I guess just depends on the agent.
Yeah, really good. That's a great answer. Does it, raise your hand if you have your own website. Okay. Okay, so about half of them. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Raise your hand if you have a business Facebook page. Okay, okay. All right, so we are going to, sorry guys, we're going to talk about all this today. I've kind of been one of those brokers that always said Facebook business page, but there's a lot of pros and cons to both. So we're gonna go through both of those. Let's see if I can figure out this bridge. Oh, I know how to do it on this computer. Okay, so really the real question is, do you have a presence online? How many of us have a presence online? You have a presence? Okay, all of us, okay. Great, and everybody online, feel free to unmute and comment as well. We want you as interactive as well. Love my empty office sitting there. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, so nowadays it's kind of overwhelming, right? It's like Facebook, Instagram, a website, TikTok, Snapchat, so much more, right? It's like we cannot get enough of, we have to be out there. It's super overwhelming. How many of you are on everything I just mentioned? I knew it. I knew Esther would say yes and nobody. Okay. How many of you are on Instagram? Okay.
Yes.
How many of you are on TikTok as a realtor?
No.
This one. How many are on Snapchat as a realtor?
No.
No, that's the one you just send pictures to people that are funny, right? And because they delete immediately. How many of you are on anything else like Vimeo or whatever else is out there? I bet Esther knows a few.
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube, LinkedIn. Yeah.
LinkedIn, of course.
LinkedIn.
Good job. That's a great, I didn't even write that in my notes, but duh, that's a total business presence, right? Okay, so let's explore the pros and cons between both of a Facebook page and a website, okay? So here are the pros and cons. So essentially, Facebook has a larger search engine than a website, obviously. Optimization, sorry, SEO, if you've ever heard that term, that means search engine optimization. It's far less expensive. How many of you spend any money on your Facebook business page?
I have when I have like a listing that I want to promote.
Okay, but it's
Just for
free
ads.
to start, right?
Right.
Having a website is not free to start in any way, shape, or form. You have to spend money, right?
Right.
So far less expensive. You're connected to local people on Facebook. You can have an IDX feed. Did anybody know that on your Facebook business page that you can have an IDX feed? Does anyone know what that means?
Is that what it's connected to?
I did not know that.
Okay, the IDX feed, exactly, thank you. It is a search on the MLS. So sometimes people think you have to have a website to be able to have that and send to your clients. Go to jenniferyorealestate.com and you'll be able to search the MLS. Because obviously we want to control our clients, right? So that they're not on Zillow, they're not on all sorts of other things that we're like, oh, where did you get this information? Redfin, whatever else is out there. Oh my gosh, just stay on the MLS, right? That's where we want them. So you can have that on Facebook business pages. It costs a little bit of money, but we'll talk about that later. The cons to a Facebook page, it can have outages or be deleted, and you must abide by their terms and conditions. Okay, so the pros of a website are you have more control. You can have the IDX feed on that as well. Not everybody is on Facebook. Has anyone found that? You have friends that, I have my own brother that's only like 3 years older than me, never been on Facebook. Like, you're such a weirdo. Everyone's on Facebook. It's like, I don't want it. I don't care. I don't need it. I'm like, but once you have it, it's like, oh, I'm connected to my friends in elementary school. And it's crazy, right? It also gives you a little bit of credibility when you have your own website. But the downside is that it's expensive SEO and expensive to set up, right? Any thoughts or questions or comments on that?
I just do the pro agent. What is it called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Pro Agent, what we offer here at $39 a month.
Yeah, it's like $39 or $49, and yeah.
And it's great. I'm gonna have you talk about that because tell us some of the cool things about having that.
Well, first I love it because it was very inexpensive, because I was on the fence for years, like, should I have a website? Should I not have a website? Because how do you traffic people to your website? Because everybody cannot seem to leave like Zillow, Realtor, like the easy basic ones. But I got it anyway, because it was only $50. I would like to now that I know more, I'd like to invest in a better one, but such an amazing way to start, because I guide all my clients there now. Like when I post anything, it's gonna be linked to my website, so you're coming, because like Pro Agent will track who's logging in, when they're liking something, not liking something, how many times they're logging in, and it alerts you. I'll just get a text and I'll just be like, hey, Jen just, looked at this home, and you're like, oh, she's online. Oh, like, anyway, it's a great way, but it'll track it, and then it'll feed right into your CRM. And so then you're getting names and phone numbers and stuff, and then you're knowing when to control it, or when you need to be reaching out when people are looking.
And
So-
it's the CRM that Pro Agents gives you for $39 a month,
Right.
right?
It's so
Yeah.
easy, and it's just, it was a great way for me to transition into guiding people to my website. So it's on my business cards, it's on my yard signs, it's on my post, like it's literally on everything. Do I get a dozen people looking at it? I'll be honest, no.
Sure.
But it shows that you're legit, for one.
Credibility.
And for two, it gives them an opportunity, for you, an opportunity to show, like, to see what they're doing. So like, my clients are always using it. And do I get random people on Facebook? Yeah, I do. So then I know who's looking, and it just helps you follow up with them too. So
For
if you're
sure.
asking me, you need both, and you take advantage of it to be legit, so.
Love it. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Yeah, so because Presidio is big enough, we offer this discount of that. I think it's like normally $69 a month, but it's like $39 a month to have your own website that turns into a CRM that anyone that logs in. And if you push traffic there, you get their contact information, everything, it's all there. So it's worth it to look into that. Okay. Thank you, Esther. All right, let's move on. Oh, sorry, Esther.
Are you stalking me?
Yeah, I totally am. Okay, anybody know anybody in this room that's really good has a great presence online? I just kind of gave it away. Esther, right?
Should give me a heads up.
Yeah, oh, why? I almost did, because I'm like, she's not gonna care. Okay, great presence, right? She does videos, she does social media, she does everything. So this is my point to why I think there's pros and cons to both. I did just a simple Google search for Esther Shepherd. So she had a client and they did a Google search. What's the first thing that came up? Okay, I highlighted it for you. Someone answer. Facebook. Why? She just said she has a website. Why did Facebook come up first?
Is that where she's getting the most traction?
It's because Facebook is one of the largest websites out there, right? So they already have their own SEO. They're at the top of every search, right? So no matter how hard you put an SEO into a website, and look, here's the other thing. There's Esther's Google site, because guess what? Esther's all over everything. She's amazing. Do you have your Google set up for Google reviews?
I do.
Great, I love it. Jonathan does. Anybody else?
I think I do.
Great, love
If
it.
you don't, do it today. Like, I'm not
Do
gonna
it
do
today. But do you see
Right
her
now.
website anywhere? No. So that's why I'm a huge proponent of Facebook business pages, because you can't compete with Facebook's SEO. There's no way you can compete with that. So why not have it now? But the whole point of this whole class is that you pretty much need both anyway. So, okay, so Esther, sorry, I made you an example, but I had to put somebody in that I know has a great presence online. You have Google, you have your website, you have Facebook, you have TikTok, you have everything, and yet your Facebook came up first. Okay, so drilling it home there. Okay, any questions or thoughts on that? Okay, so as of 2018, Google accounted for roughly 69% of online searches in Utah, in United States. Do you guys, when you go to any search engines, what search engines do you use?
Google.
Always Google. I mean, I think Bing tried for a while. Do you remember that? I don't even know if it's still out there.
It's
And
still out
then
there, but
Yahoo tried for a while. There's a bunch of them, but it really wasn't there, nothing like Google, right? That's the place. And that's why there's that coin term, Google it, right? We all, if you need an answer, Google it. So again, my whole point here, the truth is, look at this thing though. Facebook's right up there. Look, it's right up there with Amazon. How often do you guys, when you think of a person, where do you go to search it? Even if they're not your friend? Facebook, right? Because 9 out of 10, excluding my brother, are on Facebook, right? everyone tries to be connected to people. And in business, our business, we need to be connected to people. So how crazy is that? Facebook, Google Maps, Twitter. Do you see anything on there that says like Instagram for searches? Nobody uses Instagram for searches.
I do.
Well, for hashtag searches, what do you search on there?
Everything.
Videos to watch?
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So, but what they're trying to prove here is that Facebook only had 1% of the searches. However, if you were to search Google, their Facebook page comes up. So do you see that kind of conundrum of like, Facebook is so important to have? Okay. All right. Any questions, thoughts? You guys are such a great crowd. Okay. This is such an ugly page, so I apologize, but I'm going to get through this because there's a lot of information. There's a huge difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook profile and a business page. Does everybody understand that difference? Okay, good. Because there's so many pros that come with having a business page. For instance, your pages can turn up on your Google search but they won't come up if you aren't connected on Facebook, right? I mean, you could sometimes find people, but if they make themselves unsearchable on Facebook, you can't find them. Pages can be seen or by not being logged into Facebook. Have you guys ever seen, like, you can be on like eWire News or something and search something and you can see someone's business page, but you're not logged into Facebook? So there's it's kind of pushing this business page, right? It tracks analytics for your pages. So you can see how many people have seen your posts and stuff like that. Have you seen your analytics on your business page? It's pretty cool, right? I mean, at least if you do posts consistently, you can go, oh, wow, that they even say this one's performing better than some of your other posts. And you go, what did I do different? Oh, cool. And it kind of teaches you how to market yourself, right? Likes are unlimited, where friends on your profile, you are limited to 5,000. But you could have 1 billion likes on your business page, right? You can create widgets and buttons. It's almost like having your own website. One of the widgets is an Idx feed. You can legitimately say, look at me, follow me on Facebook and do your search there. And you can do their MLS search on the Facebook page. You can have like icons everywhere. Like you can use it as if you have a website, you can say like us here with the little like icon. Have you seen that? The little thumbs up. And it automatically likes your business page from a website, from LinkedIn, from anywhere else. You don't have to be logged into Facebook for that. But you can't do that with your friends. There's no add friend icon, right? So you can set up additional page admins. This is the thing I love, because as a busy realtor and broker and everything else I have on my plate, I can't do my own marketing unless I have a new listing. Then I do that marketing, right? But I need to stay relevant, and so I have somebody else that does it for me. They can log into my page, but can they log into all the other things? My profile? No, they cannot see my other stuff. They can't see my friends, my family pages with my in-laws and stuff where we're fighting and hate each other. They just don't get to see that stuff, right? So it's nice to be able to say, you're an admin on my personal page, my business page, and you can post for me, you can do whatever, get my analytics up, whatever it is, and I'll pay you $200 a month, whatever. But you don't have to do that, but it's great to have. If you had a young child at home that wanted to earn some extra money, great, do some posts for me, right? Does anyone have that? Does your daughter help you at all?
My 15-year-old does.
See? And a lot of realtors say, I'll just have my daughter do it. I'll just have my son do it. They're way more techie than me anyway, right? So just add them as an admin and they can do your page for you. Okay, people who like your page see the page. Oh, sorry, I can't read that bottom one. Sorry, I didn't print it out. Hopefully everyone online can read it. Any thoughts or comments on that? Questions? Online, anybody? Okay. All right. So there's a huge difference. Okay, so here's the next one. Facebook page is free to set up. We already talked about that. But you can boost your posts. Does everyone understand what that means? So you can pretty much pay for a little bit of an ad. When I list a property, I boost the post so that I can send on my weekly update to my clients the analytics. Oh, by the way, this week on the Facebook boosted post that I spent $20 on, they don't know. There was 3,000 people that saw it, 20 that liked it, 3 that shared it, and they're going, oh, my realtor's doing me a great job. not only are they, working really hard for me, but they're also doing ads for me and it's getting out there. And you can focus your ads on certain areas. Like if I listed a house in Park City, I could focus it on to be in front of people that live in that area or whatever it is. Have you guys ever been scrolling through Facebook and you're like, I just saw an ad of something I was talking about yesterday? Every one of you are all creeped out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what those ads do. They put it in front of people that might be talking next to their phone. We should buy a house in Park City, right?
Yeah.
Or, we should find a realtor. It's gonna put it in front of people like that. Or if you're in that area, if your Facebook page says, I live in Heber, you may be one of the ones that gets to see that in front of it. New house for sale, whatever it is, okay? Questions, thoughts? Okay, so boosting a post, like Karen was saying earlier, is a great way to advertise for your clients, and it's very inexpensive. Now, can you get that kind of analytics on a website? Probably not. I mean, unless you're consistently doing a blog that gets your analytics up in the searches, there's a chance, and Brandon Wood's very good at doing his blog. He's on here today. And that there's a chance that you will get more likes and more adaption to your website if you continue to do something like that. So for instance, does anyone pay a company to run their website? You do, I do too. And do they do ads for you that continually drive traffic your way?
Yeah. It works best if you have a listing. I think.
Yeah.
And so you just let them know and they kind of put that out there, on Facebook and then drives traffic to your website. I think
Yeah.
I use Agent Elite. I don't know if you guys have heard
Oh,
of it.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little, I don't know if it's really expensive, but it's $200 a month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but-
great. That's a great example of we're all driving traffic to us, right?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Brandon, will you talk really quickly about if you're not in the middle of work? Brandon, I don't really see you, but will you talk quickly about your blog? Does that get you a lot of likes and a lot of views and a lot more people?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I can tell you with that is you have to be consistent. And I try to post on pretty much the same day every single month. But I do get, it's interesting because I've had a lot of outside of Utah people that have started following the blog and my Facebook page.
Awesome. So you're doing something right then. So do you blast it out on like, I see it on your social media, and then where else do you send your blog post out to?
I have in a couple of occasions, I've been contacted by external companies and that send it out for me now that I don't pay for. They've contacted me and said, hey, we like this content. Can we share it other places? But I've not paid for any type of marketing to the blog, but I'm getting a lot of people coming in and I don't know that it's turned into a sale from an external source, but I can tell you that it adds a lot of validity. And I do get a lot of comments from clients that come on when they start searching me. And then they say, oh, I liked this blog post that you had.
Yeah. Has anyone ever read Brandon's blog posts?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to read them. He is so brilliant and he has great topics that really truly give you a great interest perspective on the market and things that are happening. And so it's no wonder people are asking if they can share your blog posts, Brandon, because they're really, really good and informative.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so and then if you can see over here, it talks about how the average SEO, I mean, 500 per month is the low end. And then it can get up to like $25,000 a month. I mean, if you were a giant company, right? Like probably, I don't know, eBay, I don't know, thinking of something huge, maybe just like Adobe, I don't know, something that's just big enough that if they're paying for SEO and paying for something, it could legitimately be $50,000 a month. Now, as realtors, we would never even get into that realm. But if you start to spend money on your website, it can get expensive, right? Jonathan, do you feel like it gets kind of expensive?
Yeah, it could get expensive for sure.
Yeah, I'm running ads right now for my luxury market, my luxury real estate, and it's expensive. I think I have like a $500 a month bill just on Facebook ads from my website. So it gets, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it can add up really quickly. So be aware of that. And again, that's why I'm always, maybe I'm just like the, the frugal realtor mentality of what can you do that will get you some good results without spending thousands of dollars, right? And if you ever have a question, please call me. Let me tell you, there was one time I put my ad in a movie theater for $5,000. Don't ever do that. Never made me a penny. I did get a lot of calls that said, saw you in the movie, but who cares about that? It never made me a penny, right? Don't put your name on a golf bench, park bench. Don't put your name on the shopping cart. I'll just tell you right now, don't waste your money with those things, okay? Unless it's in conjunction with hundreds of other marketing that you're doing, okay? All right, so anyone have thoughts, questions? You're giggling back there.
Oh, I'm thinking of all kinds of agents that have their face on scorecards
Yeah.
and park benches. I'm
Yeah.
just laughing.
Well, I've made all those mistakes, so I'm warning you now, just don't. No, you can, but like I said, it is some of the agents, if you know who they are, you don't have to say their name, do they do a lot of other marketing as well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah.
There's sometimes where we go, all I have to spend is $1,000 and the golf course called me and it's $1,000. Should I do it? No. If it's the only thing you are doing, you will never get business off of that. Okay. Now having our name recognized is important, but set a budget for how important that is to you. How many people are going to be golfing this season, right? My husband is actually in Pebble Beach right now. He is, I know, trip of a lifetime. He is so happy to be golfing right this second. So, okay, moving on. All right. So like I said, you can have an Idx feed on your website and on Facebook. It's about $82 a year. So I can put the link. I don't have it right here in front of me, but I'll get the link out to everybody if you want to look at putting a Idx feed on your Facebook business page. Yeah, okay, I'll send it to you. There's a company that can do it for you. It's about $82 a year. There's a promo code right now for that. But yeah, it's probably worth it if you drive a lot of traffic to your Facebook business page. If you don't, and it's just sitting there, then don't spend that money, okay? Okay, but you can also have it on your website. And again, that comes with the cost of building the website. Like an Idx feed is practically free with that. The MLS wants you to have it, right? So, and has anyone ever had to buy a house or help somebody in St. George and can't get onto their MLS? And have you found realtors that have Idx feeds on their pages? How did you find that? Googling them? Yes. So I have done it. There's a girl, I think she's at Red Rock Real Estate, and she has a great search engine on her website. So when I didn't have access to the St. George MLS, I would just search her, hop on her page, do the search, send them to my clients. I look like a genius. Okay. But see how Idx feeds are important, but it's also like, do we have to have it on everything? Okay. Utilize all the tools you can find out there. All right, so let's talk about some of the negatives of Facebook. So how many of you had your Facebook turned off in the last month? Like it was off the internet. Did anyone remember this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a slight, like, what is happening? I can't get Facebook on, but not too much panic, right?
No.
Like we all assume it'll be back up soon, right? And I think it was 24 hours, right? Yeah. So that becomes an issue if you use only your Facebook business page as your website, your Idx feed, everything. So, and also we have to abide by their terms and services. Does anyone remember, this was years ago, when Facebook changed things and said, now I think they called it like, what they call it, like a, yeah, but they said, now you're with now you have to abide by this new look. Do you remember that? And we're like, oh, I'm so used to the way it looked before, but now we're all used to it again. So they change things on us periodically as well. And we have to be ready for that. Where with a website, you have more control over that. It just doesn't change, right? Small panics. There are some businesses that only are on Facebook, and that panicked them big time, right? Okay. So let's see, talking about why does it happen? Some page owners unknowing. Oh, okay. So have you ever had a post taken down? Yeah. Or rejected when you tried to post it? Anyone had that?
Rejected, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna explain to you why that happens. I just, on my family, I did like a post the other day that said, does anyone want to do a gift exchange? Nowadays, it's so easy to send things on Amazon. I use the word Amazon. They took it down. And so this violates our terms of agreement, which I couldn't understand why, but I think it's the word Amazon. I'm like, we're just trying to give gifts to each other, for crying out loud, Facebook, right? Let us be charitable.
Did you find out why?
Nope, never figured it out, but I reposted it, didn't use the word Amazon in state. So I just said to my family, if you want to be involved in a gift exchange, put your addresses here, whatever. So there's certain things that we just don't know. And that's the difference with Facebook and a website is have you guys seen websites where people are just blasting how they feel, opinions and all sorts of crazy things? Can you imagine if that was on Facebook? For one, people would annihilate them. Like, I can't believe you said that. You're so awful. But for two, it would be sometimes could be taken down, right? Violate their terms of service. Nobody ever reads those terms of service. Do we know what Facebook wants us to do? We have no clue. So that's why things like that happen. And in our business, and this is something I really need you to know, when you post something on your business page, like a new listing, and you go to boost it and it keeps coming back as rejected, no. The reason why is because you have not clicked the button that says, and it's in there, and I'll show it to you, that says this is in the category of housing. Now, why do you think they have that?
It's equal for equal opportunity.
Exactly. Jonathan had it right. It's because of the Equal Opportunity Housing Act. So if you don't warn them so that it goes to their department to look at it to make sure we're not saying something like right next to an LDS temple, and maybe that's not in their terms, I'm just saying, because there's a lot of realtors here in Utah that do that. And they go, hey, that's a violation of religious rights or whatever it is, right? So they will kick it out immediately. And I have realtors call me all the time and say, I'm trying to boost a post, I can't figure it out. There's just one button, housing. And then they go, oh, okay, kick it to the department that checks it out and says, okay, that's good, go ahead, boost it, okay? So there's certain things like that you have to know about Facebook. Anybody online have any questions or thoughts?
So, and also when you boost posts, on a regular post that's not housing related, you can zone into like the demographic that you're wanting to advertise to, and you can't do that with if you're promoting a property. or
Yeah,
housing.
really
So
good
you
point.
can't- Yeah, so you can't like choose the age group or sex or any of that.
True, really good point. Thank you so much for saying that, Karen. So you do have a little bit more control with your Facebook ads to dial in the demographics for sure. Okay, so somebody knows here. Look, I'm old. I have to print it out so big so I can actually read it. Okay.
I can read that from here.
Rude. What do you have? 2020? Wait, do you have contacts
See
yet?
that well. I do have contacts.
See, that's cheating. I don't. So I gotta have that. Cheater. I read up here. Okay. Let's see. Now, can outages happen with your own website? Sure. Yeah, they absolutely can. And there's a possibility of anything happening on the internet, right? But it also makes my point valid of why having both a website and Facebook is important, right? Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, well, let's move on. So the website positives is like Esther said, you get more credibility. If, for instance, anyone was a total stalker and kept searching Esther Shepherd on Google, it will eventually down the list come up. Your website will come up, right? So if they're really going, but what else does she do? But what else does she do? Oh, sure, Facebook is going to come up. What else? What else? I want to know more about her. They can eventually find your website. And so it does build credibility. Oh, she has a website. Okay. So she must be doing business, right? I mean, how many realtors do you think don't have websites? I'd say probably 80%. That's a total guess being a broker, but I would say about 80% don't have websites. Doesn't mean you're not doing a good job at all. So don't read me wrong when I say this. It's just, if you were looking for a business, let's just say a chiropractor, and you looked online and there was no web presence, how would you feel? They're going to murder me, right? They're going to slit my throat when I'm laying face down on their bed cracker thing. They are, that's what I would think. I'm just kidding.
Well, something along with that is when we go out of town with my wife and we looking for places to eat, I say, Google something that has the most stars, most reviews. That's what we always go off of too.
Love
So
it.
yeah.
And that's why Esther's comment today about having your Google site set up, just go to Google, set up a business, super easy, and make sure you can send your clients to get your reviews there. So you can use that as advertising constantly of, hey, I've got great reviews here, check out my Google page, right? Doesn't mean you have to have a website.
You can also add reviews or recommendations onto your Facebook business page. So if they are cruising around Facebook more often, the people that you're working with, they can see them there. And so that's just another difference between the personal profile and the business page is you can collect the recommendations there, and you can only boost with your business page. Some people ask me about that, and they're trying to boost on their personal profile, but you can't. You have to have the business page for that too.
Yes, thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's true. You want to have, again, we want to be have a great web presence. That's the theme of today, right? So you can say, yeah, here's my Google reviews, put it on your website, put it on your Facebook, whatever it is, put it everywhere. It's a lot of work, right? Are you guys tired? I'm tired. It's exhausting, but this is, if there is a number one thing that we as realtors are supposed to do, what is it? Nobody knows. This is a shame.
Keep your name out there.
Thank you.
Talk about us.
Keep your name out there.
Yeah, it's top of mind, right?
Our number one goal is to drive ready and willing clients to us. So there are a myriad of things you can do under just that number one goal, okay? Okay, so obviously a website, there's more control over the customer experience. So if you wanted to, like, I think you were talking about your website. Yeah, some of the things that they can do on there and how you see that they're logged in. So you can control their experience. You can, if you build a website, you can legitimately say, if they click here, this is what happens. If they click here, this is what happens, right? And where you can't really do that on Facebook. However, decide which is best for you. We have a guy here that he creates websites, and he is like, I'm going to make sure that it drives so much traffic to me. Cool. How many of us know how to do SEO? Yeah, we hire someone for that. So super excited. I bet his website's going to be amazing, and it's going to be able to control the customer experience and really make them go, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so the truth is anyone can create a Facebook page, populate it with fake data. And did you know they could even buy likes? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So if you wanted to look like one of the top realtors ever, you could legitimately buy thousands of likes. I don't know how much it is. Does anyone know?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you can buy likes. Now, if you go have you ever been to a page where you go, oh, they only have 3 likes? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, they're not very credible.
Not credible? Maybe it's a brand new page, and yet they've been in the industry 20 years. So you're like, what's going on here? Right? So likes are somewhat important, but I think that reviews are probably more important. Okay. All right. So website negatives, the cost is higher. Obviously, here's a really good example. Of course, this stupid thing. Let me see if I can figure out how to move this thing. Here we go. Okay. So for upfront costs and monthly costs, you can look at the big vast variety there. So it just is more expensive. However, if you can use pro agents, you get a website for $39 a month. It's like unbeatable. Okay. No matter how much you customize your Facebook business page, they control what the customers see and interact with your brand. So you can customize your Facebook business page all you want, but at the end of the day, Facebook will still dominate how they see it. They're gonna, you can visualize in your mind right now what a Facebook business page looks like, right? Yeah, banner, the hours of the company, right? It's all there because you know it. You can't ever change it and make it super cool other than your banner and maybe your logo or something, but they control that. Okay. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. All right. So really your website should be the center of all of your marketing. So like Esther said, her website is on her signs, on her Instagram page, in the little what do you call it, description of who you are. It's on her business card, it's on everything, but so is everything else, right? Mostly, like, do you guys put your LinkedIn on other stuff? Do you say, find me here, find me, that type of thing? Sometimes. How often do you guys use LinkedIn? I have it, but I never look at it. By the time I get on it, there's 400 likes and talks and like, oops, crap. So it's good to have, and I think, again, it just creates credibility, right? And so your website site should be one of the things that focuses around all of that. Check me out on Instagram, check me out on TikTok, check me out on Facebook, you know, whatever it is, and let them all talk to each other on your Facebook page. Check out my website, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like needs to be the hub of everything. Any thoughts or questions on that?
Sometimes I guess I'm not active on LinkedIn because I don't know what to post, because I've heard that you're supposed to kind of do different contents for different platforms and so on. So, you know, to be honest, I stick with Facebook because it's something I guess most people are on there.
For sure.
But a lot of people works great with Instagram, and I want to
True.
learn more about Instagram. But
I know Esther's supposed to teach us that class.
I will teach you a class.
Thank you.
Together.
She's so good at
On the
it.
spot, fine.
I know, this is how I get you to commit. Ready? Okay, but yeah, I mean, like Jonathan was just saying, do you all feel like you kind of gravitate a little bit more to Facebook? And why?
My kids tell me it's for old people.
Yeah.
I feel so old when I feel that way too. Like my nephews and nieces, I'm like, how come they're not on Facebook? And then I go on Instagram and there they are.
Yeah. Now, is our Facebook like, is our Facebook to them like MySpace?
Seriously.
Like, even on there anymore?
It's so true. But the thing I love about it is we are in the business of connecting ourselves with so many other people. And Instagram doesn't really give you that unless you spend a lot of time searching people and add, and then they have to add you back if they're going to follow you. And how do you know if they never add you back? They may never see the content you're putting on Instagram. And so that's where I really feel like Facebook and Facebook business pages give you that control to put out your ads and put out things that make people see it, whether they want to or not, right? So that's what I like about Facebook. I am a huge proponent of Facebook. In fact, I would usually say, don't get a website if you can't afford it. Have a Facebook business page. It's free. But make sure you post on it and make sure you boost it and make sure quick question. What's the rule on how much business you post on your personal page? Nobody knows.
5 to 1.
5 to 1, thank you, that's a good answer. I usually do a percentage. Yep, 80-20. So 80% of your personal page should be about you personally. 20% can be business. If you go 100% business on your personal page, people are going to turn you off. They're going to go, that's annoying.
Jen, was there an issue with Facebook because they came out, I thought, and said that you weren't supposed to be posting business information on your personal pages? Was that an issue?
No,
Okay.
no. It just annoys people. And you remember, we're in the relationship business, so we don't want to annoy people. What we do want to do is bring value. And so if you can do funny, fun things that make people go, I don't know, again, Esther, I'm sorry, I have to use an example, but have you seen Esther's songs that she does? They are awesome. Awesome. It's entertaining. It's not, I have a new listing. 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 It's, by the way, I'm singing the song today and the words are springing up on, it's adorable. So, and it makes the experience of your friends more fun when you're talking about business, right? And it makes them like you more. Oh, she's funny. She's fun. She's cool. She's a, you know, right? I know. So 80-20 rule, but then this is what I love about a business page. It is not offensive if it is 100% business on your business page. It's to be expected. So the way I collide the two is every once in a while, you'll see this maybe 5 times a year. I'll take a post from my business page, share it on my personal page. It says Jennifer Yo shared Jennifer Yo's real estate page. And then they follow me. Oh, if they want to. They get to opt into it, whether than me shoving it down their throat. I just sold this house. I just listed this house. Blah, blah, blah about me. They get to opt in. And that way, if they are opted in, it's not as offensive. They chose to be there on my page, right? So if they hate that I'm constantly posting things, that's their problem. But we also want them to know it's there. So we collide the two a little bit by posting that. Okay, any thoughts? Do you agree? Thank you. Good job. We're on the same page. Okay, let's see. So really truthfully, a Facebook page has many potential business benefits for business. It's a low cost strategy. It shares basic information about you and your business, which you can do hours 9 to 5 if you want to. I mean, I wouldn't suggest put 9 to 5 as a realtor, but that's fine with you. I mean, with me. Yeah, 12 to 1. I'm open for questions. Don't do that if you really want to be available. You can share pictures and videos from your business. You can talk to existing and potential clients. Because have you ever seen people comment on your business page and it's like a communication line between them? It's like a instant messaging. Oh, what are you looking at? How can I help you? So it's great to have. It provides customer support on it, raise brand awareness and promote positive word of mouth of your business, right? Because has anyone ever gotten a bad review before? I have. It's a kick in the teeth. And it's just like somebody that is so wrong, but they're going to tell their side of the story. So you have control over promoting your own good, right? Hey, my client said this about me. Hey, my client said this about me. So that's what's cool about Facebook, if you have a little bit of control of that. You can do targeted advertising, like Karen said. And you can offer deals through Facebook. Now, I don't know how many deals, Darcy's on here. She has a great one that we did as a company a couple years back, but she's continuing it, which is if you buy a house in the month of December, I will pay for your adoption fee for a dog. And so you get, and the adoption fee is within the price of what we're allowed to give our clients. It's like, what do you think, Darcy, $200, something like that?
Yeah, and most rescues are only going to charge that too.
Yeah, because really they just cover the spay and neuter fee and shots and a few things like that. So it's within the realm of what we can offer. And that's a great promotion, right? So she can put it on her business page and promote it and say, if you buy a house this month. And in fact, she did, and she's got a lot of comments of people going, this is such a great idea, I love it. So a lot of great things you can do on Facebook. All right, the moral of the story is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like it's so hard, but this is our job. Promote yourself, right? Be shameless about it. Don't be worried about what people are thinking. In fact, I've had people comment and say, this is a shameless plug. Sure, you sure bet it is. I'm in marketing. What do you expect me to do, right? I don't feel bad about it. Yeah, enjoy the experience. Make it as great as you can, but also learn to connect with those clients after you promote yourself. If they're commenting, comment back. Make sure they feel like there's a one-on-one, conversation happening with them. Oh, I love that you think that way we're twinners or whatever it is. Comment back. But again, I'm a huge proponent of Facebook over websites if you don't want to spend the money on website, but there's a lot of affordable options for websites if you can do it. Okay, that's the end of my class. Any questions, thoughts, comments, share now. It sucked. Okay, great.
Thanks so much.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and the beginning of your December. Congratulations, we made it to the end of the year. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Good job, Jen.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay. Hope you learned something.